Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 3.
I think we got some new people on this episode. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Let's go, Blair.
All right, so we start with Brooke and JK. JK is released and his mom does get the first hug.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes to kiss on Brooke and to hug on her, his mom is hanging off of him as well.
Wow.
So we learn he was in prison for 6.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He was in church his whole life until he got in the streets around 12 to 13.
Yeah.
He got his first felony at 17 for selling drugs, and he got addicted to the quick money. At this point, he's ready to work and give his all to Brooke.
Okay.
So they all go out to eat, and we learn that he's going to be on parole until 2033.
Ooh.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So he calls the parole people and gets the okay to go eat, but he's going to have to, continue to wear his monitor.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have a curfew, and then on weekends he'll be on house arrest. The mom is feeling a little bit guilty, like she could have done better, but he tells her his decisions were his own and she is not responsible for anything that he's done.
That's true.
So after this, he's talking, he's with Brooke, his mom, they're sitting down for breakfast and they're talking about getting into some extracurricular activities when they get back to the house, aka making babies.
Making babies.
And mom is not feeling the conversation and she tells them no glove, no love, because there's no need to have children right away. Brooke, we learn, is not on birth control and they don't plan on using condoms. They're not planning on having a kid, but if they do, she's fine with it. And he also wants to have kids, and neither one of them want to start having kids around 40 years old. So mom says, you should be able to just prove that you can, stay out of jail, prove that you can be there for yourself, be there for Brooke before you guys even think about having a baby.
Yeah.
At this point, she's feeling hurt because they're laughing, making jokes about the situation, and she doesn't feel like they're taking her seriously.
They're not.
So she gets up and walks away from the table. While they're still at the table, they're trying to figure out, are they going to get it popping at his mom's house, since that's where he's going to be paroled to. He then tells his mom when she comes back that he needs her to chill a little bit. He's 31. He's a grown man. He wants to have kids.
But you in my house.
Yes.
So that means we're going to have kids.
Right.
Because that means that if you live here, if you're paroled here, that means that I most likely have to watch the kids, right? Or watch the kid. I say send JK back to jail. Oh, right. Goodness. Because this man said that when she asked, well, where are we going to have these extracurricular activities and things like that? He said, my mom's house. I don't care. I do it in my mom's bed. Yeah. Go to jail. Right. You have no type of what's the word? Boundaries. No type of respect. The mother over here blaming herself, saying that she wish she could have done better. And while you said my decisions are my decisions, mom, you can't blame yourself. And now you over here talk about you want to have a baby, and the mother's over here trying to give you good advice on what to do, and now you're not listening to her. So guess what? Have this baby, but guess where you're not going to be? In this house. That's how I feel about it. What is your thoughts?
I feel the same way. I feel like if you guys are going to, have fun, be grown, I mean, y'all are 30 plus and do whatever you want to do, then you need to change your paperwork to parole to Brooke's house. Yeah. Because I'm not going to be sitting up here while you come and go as you please, make babies and send the babies over to my house to be taken care of. Like, I'm not doing it. No. I'm not doing it. No. For her to have to go there, pick her son up from prison after being there for 6.5 years, just for him to bind himself up in another situation where he hasn't even had time to breathe, let alone get a job. Yeah. So I'm with mom on this one.
Now listen, mom, I understand that you was holding my hand while I was kissing my girl. Yeah. Right. You were a little too close, but I think there should be some rules if you gonna be paroled here, and that is, hey, I'm not even saying that y'all can't even be together. I'm not even saying she can't come through, but I'm saying you literally haven't even made it out of prison more than 6 hours. We haven't even finished your first meal out of prison yet, and you're talking about family planning. Yeah. Not job planning, career planning, life planning, anything like that. Well, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So we move on to Alexis, Julius, and Ashley.
Oh, boy.
So Alexis is still irritated because Julius decided to ride with his friends to breakfast instead of riding with her. We learned that he is going to be on parole for 3 years, but if he is on good behavior, then he will only have to be on it for 1 year. Okay. So they get to the restaurant. She's still annoyed, and he feels like he'd rather ride with people. And she's wondering, why would he want to ride with people who didn't even come to see him while he was locked up?
That's fact.
But she is happy to see him eat real food. She's over here taking pictures of his first meal and all these different things like a proud mama. that mama word is going to keep coming up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to come up. It's definitely going to come up.
So Julius steps away, telling Alexis that he has to go to the bathroom, but he actually steps away to call Ashley.
Uh-oh.
And Ashley is super excited. She's still in the store with her friends trying to, get all the decorations for when he's coming to the hotel. And Julius says that he's with his mom eating breakfast and he'll try to see her later on. She tells him that she's going to get a room. She says, I love you. And he says, yeah, always.
Always. Dude, you know what's funny? This is actually funny.
What's that?
I don't do this with Blair. But when people do say love you or something like that, I do say always. Or I always say one. You get what I'm saying? But I laugh when he said always, because listen here, I know his intention of saying it. You get what I'm saying? Because he don't want to be held down to a verbal contract of love to this woman, right? With me, I'm like, I always will love you. You get what I'm saying? But it is funny. It is funny when I heard that.
I don't know if you remember, but when we were first starting dating, and I would say like love you, bye, whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even say bye. Like you would hang up the phone.
But
before I could even get it out, and I have to call you back to say hello. I said I love you. Goodbye.
First of all, she's misrepresenting me, guys, right? First of all, the conversation would be over.
Yes.
Right? She would have a little PS at the end of the conversation. So we be done talking about whatever we talking about. And that's how I hang up the phone. I don't say bye to anybody. Even today, I don't say bye to anybody.
Right.
When I'm done talking on the phone, you straight can be like, hey, Chris, can like you pick up some jelly from the grocery store? I'll be like, all right. And that's when I hang up the phone because that's what you called me for. I didn't think there was a PS and I love you. I didn't think there was a PS to your request. So yes, you did misrepresent me just a little bit, but
but we've come a ways.
I still hang up the phone now.
You say I love you by now.
We don't talk on the phone.
Oh yeah, we live together.
I'm about to say.
It's been a while.
Okay, I'm about to say like we don't talk on the phone, so yeah.
That's true. So now she's wondering why he's not saying I love you now that he's out. It was all this I love you when he was locked up.
Of course.
So he's talking about how he's keeping his options open. He goes to talk to, he says that he talks to Alexis, Ashley, and some other people. And he feels like Alexis is being a little bit too clingy. They just need to be vibing right now.
A little too clingy? And does like Alexis have the tattoo on like her chest?
No, that's Ashley.
That's Ashley. Oh, excuse me. But here, put it like this. Alexis being too clingy? You got a whole nother girl on the other side of town, whatever, got a tattoo on her chest and things of that nature, who really never really met you, know you, anything of that nature. So I don't think Alexis is being too clingy. I think, here's the thing. He used the time to ride with his boys to do dirt.
Absolutely.
Not to actually like, let me hang out with my guys because, they are from out of town and I'm not going to see them no more. So him trying to use the clingy thing for Alexis is him actually like, let me call my other bae. You get what I'm saying? So I can lay some plans for tonight and things of that nature.
Yeah, so we see Ashley setting up the bedroom and her friends come by to help and she's got her lingerie and her lube ready to go.
Oh, man.
The friends are nervous about him not showing up and she comes out and shows her full outfit with the lingerie, the denim jeans, and the wig Shanae.
Don't name your wig Shanae, okay? Because I'm turned off immediately.
All right. At the same time, Alexis brings Julius to her apartment where I guess that's where he's going to be paroling. She has the welcome home sign, rose petals, everything laid out for him, and he is definitely feeling it. So they're talking about taking a shower together, and he tells her, let me step out and make a call. Well, he doesn't even say that. He finds a way to get away from Alexis.
Yeah.
And so that way he can call Ashley. And he tells her, I got a lot going on with my mom tonight, so I really can't, I'm not going to have time to make it out to see you tonight. And he tells her that he will see her tomorrow. And she tells him, you better make it up to me tomorrow. Apparently it's her birthday weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, so I'm gonna see you tomorrow or not? And she was like, yeah. And she's like still trying to like talk and all that type of stuff. And he's just like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, click. Her friends tell her that he's playing and she figures that he does have another woman.
Yeah.
Well, they tell her to finish getting ready, send him a picture to see what he's missing out on. Y'all, they give her this little boudoir photo shoot and send him the picture, but he's already locking lips with Alexis in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he's not even worried about where his phone is at.
Why do I care about what's going on in the in your little hotel motel room with your 2 other friends while you got lingerie on with jean shorts.
Yeah.
When I'm about to have a whole another naked woman in the bathroom with me. First of all, I need to go back. I did not catch that while watching it with you. The wig is named Shanae?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, wigs do have names.
But
I don't think that wig was named. I think she named that wig.
Why would you name it Shanae?
Right.
Like, no, that's my point. Like, why would you name it Shanae? Does she know Shanae was a man named Martin Lawrence?
Yeah. Okay.
like Martin. Like, that's the whole joke of it is that we know it's Martin playing a woman. Yeah. So why would you? Anyway, that just lets me know where your head is at, right? She is setting herself up, which she knows she is, but she want to be in denial for a big heartbreak. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's basically like, yo, I'm out with my mom. You know how things be. You know how things go. And the thing about it is, it would have been a great lie if he started with that. But he got her juices flowing and things of that nature, saying, I'm going to see you tonight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But she has to know that it's potentially another woman. Like she has to know that, right? Or at least there's a chance of it.
Yeah, I absolutely believe she knows. I mean, she made a comment about it in this episode, but I think she is going to delude herself just so that way she could see him. I think really she just wants to get a piece and see what it tastes like. You know what I'm saying? I think she's trying to get down with the get down because, you know, she finds him to be attractive. She got his name tatted on, you know, her. So I feel like she really just wants to be with him, even if it's a piece of him, to be honest. Wow. And I'm just like, Ashley, please don't go see this man tomorrow. Like, you don't know where he's at, what he's doing. He's with another woman, which you already pretty much know. But as long as she can get a piece of him, I think she'll be happy.
And she over there crying while over here bending over on these folks' bed, taking these pictures.
And I'm going to need Alexis to, like, improve her hearing because this man is making phone calls telling people that you're his mama. He's with his mama.
On the balcony.
Exactly. Like, I'm just like, you need to start paying attention to who he be calling and what he be doing.
The man said he going to the bathroom. He wasn't even in the bathroom.
No. He went to the balcony.
Yeah, like it just is what it is.
So we get to Savannah and Bradley.
Yeah.
They got it popping in the morning. Savannah said that he had things to make up to her for the time lost and also the night before, I guess they fell asleep. She felt like they were making love and it was something special.
I like that.
He didn't want her to be friends with his sister Alyssa. He talks about how his parents split up. His mom moved 3 hours away and his dad was always working. So him and his sister were always doing hood rat stuff. Okay. But Alyssa, she lashes out. She's burned so many bridges with people in her life. And Alyssa has a problem with Savannah now. Savannah never asked if he loved her more than his grandma. That's something that Alyssa threw out there during their argument last season. Yeah. And Savannah starts crying because she feels sad about this whole Alyssa situation. And, you know, they were really close. They were really close friends. And also Alyssa has a daughter that she grew close to as well. So Bradley wants to give Alyssa a shot to support him, but he needs Alyssa and Savannah to be on good terms before Alyssa can come to his homecoming party. Okay. So Bradley calls Alyssa, seeing if she's willing to meet with them before the party, and she is willing. So we see him at the barbershop with his friend Mike. Apparently this is one of his friends who wasn't in the street life. They would just drink, have cookouts, and hang out together, watch sports games and stuff like that on TV. Yeah. So we learned that he is going to go to work. He's got a job already lined up to do roofing work, and then while he's getting himself together with that, he's going to try to get his CDL license as well. Okay. And that's one thing I like about Bradley is that he's on his P's and Q's. Like, he's not coming out here trying to go back into the old situation. Like, it seems like he's really about his business, and I'm glad that he has the opportunity to have something lined up, because a lot of people just don't have the opportunity. Yeah,
but he got one problem.
What's that?
Savannah.
Well, yeah.
I'm about to say, like it seems like he wants a new life, but Savannah kind of, I think she thinks the new life that Bradley is trying to build for himself involves her, and I think that, hey, you was a warm body that I enjoyed for 45 seconds the night of, but once I get my life really rolling, I don't really see you really in the future, because even while they was in jail, her expectation of what he was supposed to do for her, he was supposed to get her a BBL or something like that, some surgeries, or just some things that basically beyond what he can do. Yeah. And I don't know if he is going to particularly like being with her if these expectations is like that high. And I'm just like, Savannah, like, I think you should worry about your own like sobriety yourself. You get what I'm saying?
And that's one thing that he said while he was at the barbershop with his friend, is that he hopes things work out with Savannah, but she micromanages a lot. And I feel like, honestly, I think that he is fine with being with Savannah, but I'm also think that he's fine with not being with Savannah. It's kind of a take it or leave it situation. I feel like it's going good because I think he's staying with her for now, and so it's a good situation for him. But if things get too much, like, I think that once he has his money stacked up, he'll peace out. You know, he's not going to fight the good fight.
Imagine a prisoner who just coming out of prison saying like, "Hey, I don't want to be micromanaged."
Yeah.
Like, you think? You get what I'm saying?
So Savannah and Bradley meet up with Alyssa, and Savannah asks Alyssa if they can move forward. Bradley tells her, look, the fighting affects him because he has to hear from both sides.
Yeah.
Alyssa thinks that the space that they had after their last conversation was needed. Apparently she went to therapy, and her therapist told her that she was chasing people away, and she knows that she needs to chill out. So Savannah just wants to see her be consistent with her efforts, because you could say one thing but still act the same way.
Yeah.
Bradley asked Alyssa, where do all these comments about him cheating came from? And pretty much when Alyssa's manic, like, she will just say whatever she needs to do in order to hit below the belt. Bradley doesn't want Alyssa and Savannah to talk at the party, and he doesn't want anybody to make a scene. So basically, this is y'all's moment to talk, hash things away. But when you get to the party, separate sides of the room.
Okay.
I
like it.
And Alyssa does say anything can pop off at the party because there's going to be people there who haven't seen each other in a while.
What?
As long as you're not the one,
I'm
Alyssa.
asking you specifically to you don't pop it off. You get what I'm saying? Like, and Alyssa just seems like, it's so crazy how the one that was in prison who came out of prison seemed like the one who got his head on straight, at least so far.
He got to manage everybody and everything.
And he's just like, yo, take me back to prison. You get what I'm saying? So at least with the sister, which he says out his mouth, he said like, me and my sister were close at one point, but I don't really see it for my sister. And he basically tells Savannah like, you shouldn't see it for my sister either. I know she's supposed to be family, but don't be friends with her. Don't even talk to her. Don't even like. You heard what she said herself. Manic. She put a word to it. He said she's willing to go below the belt and do whatever she have to do to get her way, and you don't want to be around people like that.
Absolutely not. And the thing is, I feel like with this Savannah Alyssa relationship, like, Savannah has said that Alyssa was there for her in her dark days and, you know, all that type of stuff. But that's how I felt with Savannah when it came to her family. Your mom was there. Your grandma was there. You don't have to tie yourself to Alyssa just because she was a friend to you while you were going through your troubles.
Facts.
If Alyssa is still going to be chaos every time you interact with her, then it's best just to drop her. So,
I agree.
Yeah. So now we have Brooklyn and Brian. So it is the morning of Brian's release. She's nervous. She's excited. She lost her keys. She's all over the place. Her apartment's a mess, or her house is a mess. It's just, she's scatterbrained right now. I really don't know why she didn't lay everything out the night before. She said she was with her brother. I'm just like, you shouldn't have been with your brother.
Well, it is what it is.
So she doesn't know how long he's going to have to stay in the halfway house. She's leaving her house unlocked since she couldn't find her house key, but apparently she has her car key.
No, just to make things clear, as Blair's going to explain, she's not the one that's picking him up from prison.
And that's what I was confused about until we watched their whole thing, because I was just like, why is she going there?
So she's not going there to pick him up for prison. It has already been established that he's going straight to the halfway house. Right? The most thing that she can do is drop something off at the halfway house for him. But there is no, like, she's rushing because he's outside waiting for her and things like that. Like, there is a destination that she knows where he's going. So the whole idea of her having this, like, my head is, like, going everywhere, that's her doing. You get what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Yeah, and she doesn't have like approval to even be on the prison grounds, because she never went the direction in order to get the approval, because she didn't want to see Brian in that environment with shackles and all that type of stuff.
But yet,
so not only is she not in the prison grounds to even see him walk into the car, she's on the road.
No, she's literally on the side of the road.
She's on the side of the road
with heels on. And I told Blair, I said she looked like a hooker, because she's on the side of the road. And if you ever been to most of the time, if you see where prisons are located, it got to be somewhere off the grid in a way to where there's a lot of land. Roads are like, that road is not like 20 miles per hour.
Right.
So cars are literally just going by her, and she's just standing on the side of the road with hope that she can see inside of a car that's driving by and seeing if that's Brian. Now, my thing is, this could have been easier because he was literally in the same city as you. You could have literally just went down the road to visit him or fill out the paperwork to where you can actually like see him before he go to halfway house. But you want to do it the hard way. And that's what I'm starting to get from Brooklyn. Yeah. Right? Like she rather take the path of most resistance. You get what I'm saying? Which makes no sense.
Yeah. And so we get to the point to where he gets to the halfway house and she was able to drop off some things and he gave her his tablet. On the back of it, is some paperwork that he wanted her to have, but it's also a picture of a big booty girl.
Big booty.
And she's trying to figure out who this big booty girl is. And she calls him trying to figure out what he's got going on. And that's where they leave us for this episode with them.
We definitely be locked in with them next episode.
Yes. So next we have our new couple.
Okay.
Will, who's 33, and Courtney, who is 34.
Okay.
So Will is a gamer. He also works in IT and he wants to create a dating app for furries. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is different.
Yeah, very.
So he is trying to buy her like a purse or whatever. He's got one of his lady friends there helping him do some shopping. We learned that he met Courtney through Instagram to where he saw her mugshot and he was like, I'm going to reach out to her. She's cute. Might as well talk to a prisoner.
I hear you.
So she's in prison for identity theft, grand theft auto, and reckless endangerment. She talks about when she got out of high school, she got into the fast life and it pretty much swallowed her up.
Okay.
So they've been dating for 6 months and she likes the fact that Will is successful and he has all his teeth. Whew. The bars in hell.
All your teeth. Hey, it's funny because she likes that he have all his teeth. Yet she's the prisoner. I thought it would have been the other way around.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm sure he does have all his teeth. He have health insurance, dental. I will hope he's over here trying. He has money. I will hope he have his teeth. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and we learned that he spent about $2,000 on her so far.
Wow.
Not the craziest amount because people can definitely get crazier, but
tens of thousands.
But yeah, tens of thousands. But $2,000, I'll say slow your roll now if you can.
I say $2,000. Hey. I would actually say that's way below average, basically. I say, hey, I would say keep that pace.
Yeah.
Whatever pace that is, keep it. But I think he's about to turn it up just a little bit more.
Right. So he gets to Portland. He's going to the hotel to meet up with Courtney's mom, and the next day they're both going to go and pick her up. So he has this ring, and he wants to ask her mom for her hand in marriage.
Now, that ring did not look like it cost $2,000. That ring looked like it cost more than $2,000.
Yeah. So Susie, which is Courtney's mom, meets Will at the hotel, and Susie tells us that Will is not Courtney's type because she likes the bad boys. We learned that he got his GED. He partied for 5 years, went to raves, pretty much did a lot of drugs. Yeah. And his best friend unalived himself. His best friend constantly was urging him to leave that life behind. So in honoring his best friend, he decided to leave that life behind and get clean.
Okay.
And at this point, he's been clean for 9 years.
Congrats.
So that's amazing. That's huge. So he shows the ring to her mom and tells her that he would like to marry Courtney.
Yeah.
He can tell that, she can tell that he really cares for her. And he tells her that, look, I know it's not a sugar daddy situation. Like, I can tell she cares for me. And I think that this is a real situation.
The only thing that doesn't qualify that it's not a sugar daddy situation was that it's $2,000. If it was a sugar daddy situation, I would think it would be more.
A little more sugar.
Just a little bit more sugar. This is more like a little Mrs. Dash.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of you get what I'm saying? but really no seasoning. But I will say that still doesn't mean that you're not being used.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, you get what I'm saying?
So we learned that it's been 8 years since his last serious relationship.
That's the problem right there.
Oh.
8 years since your last serious relationship?
Yeah.
You are out of 8 years ago. The whole dating thing was completely different. We talking pre-COVID. We talking pre a lot of things.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you really haven't really touched the waters, and now you want to go into the deep end. Yeah, you are in for a rude awakening.
So we learned that he works full time, and he also takes care of his dad alongside his mom. His dad has dementia and cancer.
Okay.
So he knows that he typically has bad taste in women, but he thinks Courtney is an exception to that.
Okay.
And to me, it sounds like loneliness. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he works a lot, he's taking care of a sick parent, and he's out of the dating game. Like, it sounds like loneliness and desperation. And I don't use that as like a dig in any type of way, but I'm just like, we got to figure out a way to cope with our loneliness other than going to prison websites. Like, we got to find another way. Let's join the support group or something, y'all. Yeah. So
I would use it as a dig towards him because he don't have to be lonely. He don't have to be desperate. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations to where this is the life you chose. Like, what made you not date for 8 years? Like, you said you've been clean for 9 years, so you haven't been dating for 8 years. So this wasn't during a time while you was on drugs or anything of that nature. So I want to dig more to what made you not socialize with someone for 8 years, because truth be told, you talking to a prisoner who is not free, I will still say you're not dating. I will still say you're not in the social life. I will still say this is not the real world. You get what I'm saying?
So he gets a FaceTime from Courtney, and we learn that she's getting released in 4 days. But they denied the interstate compact. So she is in Oregon, he's in California, so they're planning to parole her to a halfway house in Oregon. And their plan was for her to come to live with him to parole in California.
Of course. Why would they do that? Y'all not married.
Right. And that's the thing. They're not married. They're not family. And now he's wondering, if we get married, is that going to change the whole situation? Or are they probably going to approve it? And do you want to get married to me? And she gives like a unsure like a
I mean, sure. If it helps me. What do you think about them? They are strange.
Yeah, overall with them, it's so weird because I think Will is being used. Just because he's not being used to the extent that we've seen other people doesn't mean he's not being used. Yeah. And I feel like Courtney, with the way that she responded to the whole proposal thing, I don't fault her for that, because honestly, you don't really know this guy. And he doesn't really know you. So I think that they should definitely give it time, give her a minute to get, her feet underneath her. But I can see that he wants to be the one to help her do that. But I'm just like, y'all need to meet each other in real life. And actually spend time together first. But honestly, I don't even know if Courtney would want to see him for real when she gets out. She might have her own situation lined up,
Remember, his name is Will, right?
Yeah.
Remember when Will was in the store looking at purses with his friend and things of that nature? And somehow, some way, to paraphrase the conversation, he said something across the lines of, she could be using me, but it is what it is. I think Will knows that, or at least there's a hint that he's being used. And I think he knows that. My question is, why don't he care? Right?
I think because he's lonely.
But he don't have to be lonely, because look at what he's doing on the side, creating a business for people not to be lonely, of a special community.
Oh yeah.
So my thing is, even though he's not one himself, right? So my thing is, I get the loneliness, and he may be a little strange, but there's strange people everywhere, and I'm sure there's strange people in California where he lives.
Yeah.
So
there's somebody for everybody.
So I don't really understand the whole idea of hey, I could be getting used, but hey, it is what it is. I plan on marrying her. It's like, hold on. You don't even care to dig deep or to have time in between, so you can actually see if you're being used or not. Well, if I'm being used, it is what it is. Oh well. And it makes me think of what his self-esteem is like. Like, do he want better for himself? And obviously, I don't even think he wants better for himself, because based on what you said, the only reason why he got clean is based off of the honor of his dead friend.
Yeah.
Not even for his own benefit. So it's almost like he's willing to put someone else before him, no matter if it's a prisoner, no matter if it's a friend. And indirectly, he's sober, but I don't know if that friend was alive, would he, you get what I'm saying, be where he is today.
That's a good point.
So that's why I'm like, Will, we're going to learn more about you, but you are a very interesting character to me.
Yeah, and that's where we end.
That's it. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. This episode will be out Wednesday morning. We will do better this upcoming week. I'm free this weekend, so y'all will get Love After Lockup this weekend.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.